Welcome to the Historic Commission meeting. It is Tuesday, November 4th, 5 p.m. Call the meeting to order. Brian, can you do roll call, please?
Griffa?
Here.
Kramers?
Here.
Klingeman?
Here.
Conrad?
Here.
Goff?
Here.
Hanson?
Here.
Terrell?
Here.
All members present. You have a quorum.
Thank you. On to item number 3, comments from the public. Were any comments submitted to you, Brian?
For none.
Okay, thank you. Item number 4, approval of the minutes of the October 21st, 2025 regular meeting. Is there a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and accept as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. On to new business. Item number 5, review certificate of appropriateness, 2025-09, 118 South Atwood Avenue. Mr. Klingeman and Mr. Terrell.
Jim, you want me or you want you? Or?
Go ahead.
Okay, so this is kind of a secondary submittal of a 2021 certificate of appropriateness that was approved for a 6-foot wood privacy fence on the property. It's now been a new one submitted for a black chain link fence pushing more out to the side property lines on it. The only real visible part you're going to see is on the pictures right there, is that side yard facing the sidewalk. That's the only part that it would be visible.
On Atwood?
On Atwood, yep.
Yes, okay.
Yep, so yeah, the side is got the house, and they have their yard, garage, everything that goes along on Van Buren. And then it would butt up to the garage on both sides in the back. This one was a 4-foot black chain link privacy one with the post caps.
Oh, 2 gates. That's okay. That's I couldn't figure out what that was. I was wondering how many gates there were. Okay.
And then the property owner did also mention that along the front sidewalk facing one, they plan to put shrubbery along the fence as well.
Any questions?
Is there a precedent with the commission regarding chain link fences?
There is. The commission has authorized the installation of chain link fences in the historic overlay district in the past. I don't necessarily have a number of installations offhand, but that is something that's been allowed. In those past cases, I do recall, the commission's discussion, including some degree of recognition that for installations such as this, although they may prove to be permanent, that's not necessarily always the case. Sometimes, someone might move in, subsequent owners, might have desire to replace it with some other style of fencing or no fencing at all. So the, I don't want to say lack of permanence necessarily, but I have the sense that was, for past commission members, a factor in the decisions that they've made in approving those installations.
I do like the fact that it's going to be black.
Mm-hmm.
This was applied for a few years ago, and it was going to be a 6-foot
Wood
dog-eared
wood
wood fence, which would really show a lot. And I don't believe that the homeowner is planning on putting the fence right up to the sidewalk as the one picture shows.
I had Simmons come out.
Excuse me, could you go to the microphone and give us your name and address, and then if we can hear you better. Thank you.
My name's John Hunt. I live at 118 South Atwood Avenue, Janesville, 53545. And I'm here to get approval on a black chain link fence that I want to install. 4-foot fence, not a 6-foot. And my plan is to do exactly what that gentleman said is to get a landscaper out there, get some things to even subdue it more. But if you look at these, I've gone around and looked at in some other places that are using them. They're very subdued. It's not like a gray chain link. It doesn't stand out, you know. Well, I was pretty comfortable with that. I thought that it's going to look good, so. About it, okay.
Were you ever able to get with Mr. Shazinski, your abutting property owner?
No, I haven't talked, I told you I ran
Yeah.
into him, but there's something going on.
It's
But
a-
that's why I did go out to Combs and Associates, and I have a copy of the plat, so I know exactly where the property line is. Because, you know, Mike and I get along pretty well. We had our tiffs at first, but now, you know, hey, Mike, what's up? And, I was worried about him. He looked really bad when he came over, so.
What I'm referring to is when we were on site, on the corner house is owned by Mike and probably Abigail
Mike and Abby,
Shazinski.
yeah.
And there's some deteriorating fencing, solid fencing there. And this gentleman proposed that, you know, they get together and clean that mess up and tie these two fences together, so it's something that gets cleaned up in the area.
Well, what I was thinking is, you know, you're talking about that wood rail fence that's there?
Yep.
Tearing that out and just run my, I mean, when he wanted, some extra space on the lot, and we went through, that was part of the deal when we bought the place, because I think it was a matter of egress. There's a door for his tenants that opens up into that walkway between our houses, so I was thinking if we ran the black fence from the corner of his house out to where my gate would be, it would look a lot cleaner and nicer. But I'm hesitant to go over there. I haven't had a chance to get by, so.
Do you have his phone number?
Oh, I don't. Do you have it?
I do, and I have yours on the application. I'll send it to you.
Cool, yeah.
Okay. Just so the property on the corner is a rental duplex. And neither of the owners lives there. But it's been a property that's been kept up. They live in the neighborhood.
It's very nice. They just repainted
Yes.
it in the last year or so. That's my next big project.
So is that why the 413 East Van Buren?
My property.
Okay.
Our garage and then a back lot.
Yes, he has an L-shaped property. You notice he has no,
Okay. Oh,
he has-
I
he has
see.
no
I
driveway
see.
on Atwood.
Yeah, I see that, because I was
One
I was
parcel just has the
confused
garage and the
Right.
one
with the
parcel
two
has the house.
addresses.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay. Okay, any other questions? Okay, could we go to the slide for the motion? There we go. So is there a motion?
I move to find that the proposed project can meet the criteria for granting a certificate of appropriateness if the following changes. Oh, I read the wrong one.
I was going to say, what changes?
Strike that from the record.
I move to find that the proposed project meets the criteria for granting a certificate of appropriateness.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Okay, all those in favor to find the proposed project, Certificate of Appropriateness 2025-09, 118 South Atwood Avenue, meets the criteria for granting a Certificate of Appropriateness, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. Am I done?
Yeah.
Have a good night.
Overlooking fence sometimes.
Okay, moving on to new business item number 2, discussion of section 106, invitation to comment on telecommunications facility installations at 221 Dodge Street, that's YMCA, and 200 West Court Street, Boys and Girls Club.
All right, so I will be talking about this next request. So I heard you guys talking a little bit about this section 106 review, but I can just give a little bit more background. So we've had a few of these over the years, and essentially it is just an invitation to comment. There's, it's required by the National Historic Preservation Act of 1966 that federal agencies consider the impacts of their actions on historic resources. So in this case, what we are looking at is there's two locations presented here in both these maps. So there's one on the north side of the YMCA, and then down here along Court Street is the second location outside of the Boys and Girls Club. So I'll start by talking about the one outside the YMCA. So what we are asked to make comment, if any, on is these additional puck-style antennas that are added to these existing structures. So you can see here. So just another view. And then on the other side, the one outside of the Boys and Girls Club, the same sort of antenna on existing structures. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, or if you would like additional detail, I can provide that as well.
So would the hockey puck-sized addition to the exterior of these boxes be the only visible change made?
Yes, that is my understanding.
All right.
I would assume vast majority of people would never know it ever changed.
Yeah, oftentimes we just provide no comment, but if you do have a comment, we can share that with, the consultant who is working with Wisconsin Power and Light to satisfy this requirement.
What is the will of the group?
No comment.
Really have no comment?
Yeah, nothing.
I could see if this was like on the Monterey, big
Yes, yeah,
cell phone
yeah.
towers or stuff like that. But
Yeah. It'd be
this, I
nice
don't-
if they encased these lovely
Like
gas.
they do
Yeah.
at the Monterey Hotel.
Yes. So, we don't have to make a motion on this, so we're just responding that, no comment.
All right, yep, we will share that with them.
Great, thank you, Mackenzie. Item 5, under new business, the, number 3, the pre-commissioner recruitment cycle presentation and discussion with the advisory committee on appointments. Brian, let's go ahead and just give the commission a brief, what this is about, but we are going to postpone it until our next meeting.
Right, so this effort, the Advisory Committee on Appointments, that's a group, that's a city committee that's staffed, or staff support is provided to them by the city manager's office. And the manager's office had contacted me a few weeks ago and let me know that there's a desire by some of the Advisory Committee on Appointments members to attend meetings of other city boards, commissions, and committees to learn more about what those other bodies do and your experience as a volunteer, as members of the Historic Commission, and your thoughts on what would be valuable in terms of folks who are appointed to the Historic Commission to join you on the commission in the future, the types of maybe background, knowledge, experience, interests, and I'm certain that when those folks are here in attendance, they'll explain that in more detail. But I was contacted by the manager's office yesterday, and the Advisory Committee on Appointments members had reached out to them and requested to postpone this to November 18th so that they could be in attendance at the data center informational session that's happening tonight at the Woodman Center.
Very good, thank you. Any comments? I think it's a great thing. that they're doing this, so. Item 6, old business, continued discussion on public outreach and calendar of annual Historic Commission activities. And Mackenzie, thank you for doing this.
Yeah. So a few different things to talk about. I kind of split them up here, but I just wanted to touch base on the 2 different ways that we are doing outreach or that you'd like to do outreach, and then also talk about the calendar of events or key things to focus on. So I worked with Allison in our department, and she now has it planned that she will be sending a mailed notice to new residents in the historic overlay, providing them with the Historic Commission brochure as well as a tax credit brochure every 3 months. So this past, most recent time when she pulled the records, she did find that there were 2 addresses. One of them was Conrad. So 221 East Holmes Street, and then also 302 East Van Buren Street. So I don't know how you'd like to handle the in-person discussion with those folks, but they hopefully received something in the mail. If you could confirm maybe that you got something in the mail?
I confirm that I got mine.
Okay,
And
that's good to hear.
I should say that 302 East Van Buren was my old house.
Okay.
And so I know the people. I can
Okay.
ask them directly. if they
All right.
receive it.
Well, that's kind of easy then on that one. And then as far as kind of we discussed in person, meeting with new residents and talking to them about the Historic Commission, we did come up with a script that I have printed off. And really it's just some topics with additional information. And we were thinking, I'll hand this out tonight. You can kind of look at it, and we can bring it back up at the next meeting if you have things you think are missing or things you think should be adjusted.
Thank you.
And then I also just brought this as well.
Thank you.
Pass that around. And then the last item is the calendar. So this one you guys have not seen yet. It is in your packet. It's the last page of your packet. If you'd like to flip to that. But sort of what I would like your feedback on is if you think anything is missing, if you feel there is something that you don't think is necessary to be included, things like that, just so we can get a complete list.
I thought this was a great start,
Yeah, okay, good.
So,
And then in conjunction with this, I did start to kind of create a calendar
Thank
where
you.
it's more, but just wanted to kind of first share the list, make sure we got the list set so that we can have a calendar then kind of created.
even if it was just like a list, so it's like starting in May, I
Yeah.
think probably that would
Okay.
be the best, since that's when the terms start. And so
Mm-hmm.
if it'd be, the May, and then whatever is involved in May, June, July,
Sure.
and so on.
Yep, right now I have it just from the month we're in
Yes.
and on, but
Yeah.
I do agree that'd be a good way to kind of, and then I also did take the, I started trying to think of when we would want to talk about things. So setting the day of when it is actually occurring, and then thinking how many months prior should that discussion start. So that's something too, if you feel
I appreciated that, yes.
if
Yeah.
you feel,
Yeah.
that you'd like to start talking about any of these events at however many months, you can share that information as well, and then I can make sure that that aligns. But so ultimately, just wanting to know if you like what's here, if there's anything missing, or if you would like more time to kind of think about it too.
I mean, just from a cursory, when I read through it, it's going to be a work in progress no matter what.
Yeah.
So at least this is a starting point. And
Yep.
so I really appreciate it. And thank you for that.
Yeah.
I just had a question about the mailing.
Yep.
Do those go out to, will you all be putting the actual person's name on them, or do they just come out as dear property owner on the envelope?
It was property owner for me when I received it.
Yeah. Is it possible that?
No.
The
It was
letter there has-
addressed to my name.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay.
That's just one thing, because I know that some people wouldn't necessarily open.
And,
I would not.
It was
Okay.
hand addressed, so it.
Oh, okay, well, that's even better.
Yeah.
and was it City of Janesville branded the envelope? Cool.
So they think it's a tax bill.
Yeah.
It's important if they're going to open it.
New assessment and a tax bill. It's going to shredder.
Good. Any other comments for Mackenzie?
I would just agree, strong start to the calendar, and a great appreciation for points at which we can begin to start discussing things. I think that'll be very helpful.
I agree.
I'll actually spend more time this week, between now and the next meeting, going through like the old agendas and seeing if there are certain things that may have gotten missed along the way
Okay.
in
Yep.
the time that at least I've been on the commission, that we may want to bring back. Thank you. All right. Moving on to item number 7, Historic Commission announcements. Announcements are limited to member activities, memorials, and non-political community events. Discussion of matters related to governmental business is prohibited. Do we have any announcements?
I do.
Oh, yes.
I had the opportunity last week to tour the old YWCA property that's for sale.
Nice.
And through my daughter-in-law, who's working with the developer who has it for sale now, they're working together on another project, he was having a small open house and invited me to join them. And I then asked him if I could invite the entire commission and staff, and he said he'd love to. But I got a hold of Brian first, fortunately, before I violated law, that it was too close to the event, we couldn't publicly notice
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So he did say he would come down again, just to take this group through, or have another one, and he just wants to get people talking about the property, because he would like to move it forward. So if anybody is interested in that, so we could, if, the problem is if 3 of us showed up there or 4 of us at the same time, it's a meeting.
Yep.
So, any thoughts, questions, discussions?
I would be interested.
I would be as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I would go again. I happened to be walking by
My house.
Jim's house at the moment when he had come back, and I heard this voice going, "Hey, Nancy," and I'm looking around the neighborhood, and then he came out and he told me that they were having this, but and explained that he had spoken with you and why the whole.
Just a neighborhood friend walking by my house, no
Yeah.
notice.
I was on my
And
regular
she was the
walk.
only commission member there.
That was purely happenstance. So I went, and I would go again. It's very, very interesting, I thought.
I think it's for us to have the ability to actually see this historic property. I think it's very important.
The only requirement is you need to get pre-qualified for a mortgage first.
I know.
At $1.3 million?
4, and if you want that extra piece of property, then it's $1.6 million.
They've come down on the price. Okay.
Oh, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Any other announcements?
Just to kind of
Another comment?
piggyback on that,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So I was listening on the radio, And they're having, speaking of the YMCA, that they're doing, next year starts the 135th anniversary of the building. So that might be something that we could put into our historic month, also kind of piggyback on that, because they are going to be celebrating all year, my understanding. I haven't really looked into it yet, but I thought I would bring it up here before.
I am also on the planning committee for the Rock County Celebrates 250th. And so if there are things, I have a planning meeting with them next week. So if I see things that come up that might be worth our time to try to collaborate with them, because this is going to be going on all year. So, but I'll have more information after that meeting next week.
And that'll be good to have on our new calendar.
Yes. Great. Any other announcements? Okay, hearing none. Our next regular meeting will be Tuesday, November 18th, 2025, right here. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned, 5:26. Thank you.